Good day, beautiful people. Listen, I am back with some more encouraging words for you this morning. And guess what? It may not sound right, it may not sound good, it may not even feel good with what I'm about to say, but it is good. It's good for the soul, it's good for the spirit, it's good to know. And what I want to speak about this morning is us waiting on the Lord. When we say that we are waiting on the Lord, are we truly and indeed waiting on the Lord, or are we waiting on man? A lot of times we say we're waiting on the Lord to bless us with a certain relationship, a certain man or certain woman. And in fact, we are not waiting on God. We're waiting on that man. We're waiting on that woman to be done with their situations, whether they are in a committed relationship or married, or just in a situationship, or their situation has nothing to do with another person. Their situation is just their situation. And we are waiting on that certain woman or man, but we're labeling it as we're waiting on God to bless us with our Boaz, with our Ruth. You're confusing yourself. And I just want to clear this up. Anywhere, any place, anyhow, where there's confusion, God is not in it. And so we can stop saying we're waiting on God when the reality of it is we're waiting on man. You're waiting on that man to leave his wife. You're waiting on that woman to leave her husband. You're waiting on that man to deal with his situationship or his situations. But you're labeling it under being patient and waiting on God. Not so. And so I came on to encourage you to wait on God truly and indeed, because again, you do not want to leave a situation in God's hands and want God to move on your behalf and you die waiting. You grow old waiting, not knowing that God was nowhere in the plan, although you claim to have left it in his hands. If you're waiting on someone's husband, if you're waiting on someone's wife, you're waiting on someone's situationship to be over, situations to be over, you're not really waiting on God. You're waiting on man. So God knows that as well. He knows that you ain't waiting on him. And so he's nowhere in the midst. And I tell you what, women and men, a real queen doesn't have to chase a real king. And a real king doesn't have to chase a real queen. The energy will be mutual. The feelings will be reciprocated. There will be no chase. And I tell you another thing. Women, stop putting it in your head. Oh, he just going through. That's why he not pursuing me. Oh, I'm going to just give it a little bit. And then you end up coming on even stronger. And then you end up chasing the man off. Oh, you put on the chase, all right. You end up chasing him off. Because, see, you bring on too much of masculine energy when you put on a chase as such. And our men, they're looking for feminine energy. So allow that man to pursue you. And stop saying you're waiting on God when you're really waiting on man. God ain't nowhere in that. So you can really stop saying you're waiting on God and be honest with yourself. So that way you don't die trying. That way you don't grow old trying. At least you'll know. Because I don't want no one to be angry with my God because he didn't come through on you saying You waiting on God to bless you with that man or that woman. God ain't in it when you really just waiting on that man or that woman. God don't bless mess. He not gonna bless you with somebody's husband, somebody's wife. And he definitely ain't finna bless you with, even if someone just has a situationship and you sitting around waiting on them. And like I say, their situations doesn't have to be tied to another person. It could just be that they have situations and you sitting around waiting. That's not what God has ordained on our lives. Yes, he wants us to be patient, but never forget that he's about decency and in order. So I pray that I've come on to encourage you. Like I said, it may not sound good, may not sound right, it may not even feel good, but it is good. So I pray that I have encouraged you to, if you are really, really and truly waiting on the Lord, that it's he you're waiting on and not man. You all make it a great day. Bye-bye.